Hello again and welcome back to another one, and today we have more to touch on, including an update to a video I did a few days ago that included Paige Kennedy ranking Eminem's latest album, so stick around. And as we dive in, if you're here for the first time, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So on Instagram, Lana Del Rey shared a clip with one foot on the dash vibing to Eminem's Lose Yourself. And of course it's made its way to platforms like Twitter, and I must admit, I never knew that the ghost of cancellation was still following Lana, since if I recall she got cancelled on the platform sometime in May this year for defending her lyrics using examples of Beyonce, Nicki and others. In response to the video, a user brings out some receipts about Lana's admiration for Eminem that links to a Rolling Stone article about her biggest influences, and this is what she had to say about M. It really changed my life because I didn't know music could be intelligent. He was talking about his own life, and he wasn't just rhyming over music for rhyme's sake. That made me think I could talk about the way things were instead of just making stupid music. A statement that's quite similar to Usher's comments about how Eminem influenced him to create the Confessions album. But she is getting some hands in the replies from those who most likely cancelled her back in May. A user states, Lana Del Rey, and another user adds, she literally can vibe out to any rapper, but she chooses Eminem. Suffice to say, we know those who don't know that Eminem is one of her biggest influences, and on the drive-in we saw in the video, some have modified the footage. Next up today is about Tyler, who stated on several occasions how he doesn't like Eminem's newer music, especially during the revival era, where Tyler directly criticized songs like Walk on Water, cloud chasing antics that got Eminem to diss him on Kamikaze because Eminem expected better from someone he assisted and took on tour, and Tyler once again has started sneakily bringing up Eminem. He states recently, someone should make a nerd Badu, Jamiroquai, Outkast, and a 99 to 09 Marshall bracket. I'd love to do those. By bracket he means best songs, and on the surface this doesn't look like anything besides one particular artist getting singled out with dates for an odd reason. But when you understand the history of what happened, you know that this is one of the reasons why Tyler got dissed in the first place, especially since he was on tour with this man, only to jump ship when social media felt it was cool to clown Eminem during the revival era. And a user on Twitter also peeped this sneak dig. Tyler is one that encourages the quote-unquote M hasn't made anything good past 09 agenda, and his fans regurgitate it like zombies. I'm tired. People talk about how Eminem should work with younger artists, help push them and all that, but conveniently forget the likes of Tyler, who M aided but paid him back by throwing it in his face. And before you claim that it's just his opinion, you need to stop looking at it from the point of a consumer. They are in the same industry. M took him on tour and he flipped on M when it was the cool thing to do, like the typical Eminem hater on social media. The user that also noticed what Tyler did in that tweet brought some receipts. I guess Tyler forgot that MMLP2 came out post 2009 and he loved that album too. And here's the tea. After MMLP2 dropped, Tyler stated the following: Marshall is God, album is sick, and even celebrated that M name dropped him. Hey, Marshall mentioned me on Wicked Ways. Hey, M rolls with T. My favorite rapper rolls with me. Wow, your life sucks. Now, Eminem hinted at how Tyler aired out some things to get some more attention. And something I noticed is that on the RIAA's website, Tyler's first platinum album, his only platinum album so far, is Flower Boy. Now moving on, I covered how Paige Kennedy stated earlier that Music to Be Murdered By remains his album of the year so far, and a few hours after this, he took some time to drop some more info about how he views Eminem. He tweeted, "Damn, I had to unfollow my boy. I accept no M slander, especially if you're a rapper and from Detroit, WTF." And he added later, "I have a zero tolerance for Eminem slander of any kind. Far as my heroes go, it's Michael Jackson, then Kobe, then M. Period." And in response to a question, how is Eminem your hero, he adds, "I'm a lyricist, he's the greatest one of all time, so clearly he's rap god to me and from my city," and proceeds to name his top 5. Eminem, Royce, Big, Ho, Free Stacks, LZ, 3 of those from his city. And in regards to his favorite Eminem song, he had this to say: "Not sure if I can give a top 5, well I could, but I won't, cause people gon' argue me leaving things out, but I will say my favorite M song to song without question is Superman. By the way, this Q&A session all started because E stated that Music to Be Murdered By was still the best album of 2020, and the latest report has now confirmed that Eminem's Music to Be Murdered By has now earned over 1 billion on-demand streams in the United States, an album that's pretty much been promoted using just one single by an artist from the 90s in 2020. Astonishing. So that will be all for now. Share your thoughts on these topics below, like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you on the next one.